Hello everyone, I'm Jeeth, and today I'm continuing our rundown of best in slot corruptions with healers. Don't worry, range, DPS, and melee all have their very own videos, and the video for best in slot tank corruptions is up on the channel of our very own Sko. We just wanted to make the information accessible without you having to jump through a 30-minute video or flood your sub boxes with one video for each class and spec. That's assuming you guys have subscribed, right? One thing we should note, unless you really need upgrades for progress, we recommend waiting to buy tier 3 where possible, as it's often more efficient in terms of saving gear slots on your character and in terms of the echo currency. Another note is we're going to be generally recommend stat percentage over proc stat gain corruptions. For example, Severe increases the amount of critical strike you gain from all sources by 6, 9, or 12%, as opposed to Deadly Momentum, which gives your crits a chance to increase your crit by 32, 41, or 72 up to 5 times. If you're equipping best in slot corruption, it should be going into a best in slot or near best in slot item in terms of its stats. Here's an example to show you how it works. Let's say with all your gear and gems, you've got 2000 crit before any corruption. From 20 corruption with rank 3 severe, that 12% increased crit gives you a flat 240 critical strike. 20 corruption of deadly momentum nets you only 205 corruption when it's fully stacked. So you're getting 12 points of crit for every 1 corruption with severe, but only 10.25 with deadly momentum, which doesn't have 100% uptime. As more and more guilds move away from progress into farm, your trusty DPS and tanks are going to be taking less and less damage as they learn not to stand in mechanics. Maybe. As such, you may find yourself less pressed to maximize your healing. Because of this, we'll be including some DPS corruptions for those who like to show the DPS how it's done. Let's kick it off with Priest, starting with Holy. For maximizing Holy Priest throughput, we recommend Ineffable Truth or Masterful. It might be hard getting Mastery Cloth Loot with Fire Mages in the raid, but your Mastery scaling is great, so it's time to farm some Echoes. Ineffable Truth, also a very good option, particularly on longer fights, since a lot of Holy Priest healing is locked behind cooldowns, and Ineffable Truth will let you cast those powerful spells more often. To increase your damage, Gushing Wounds and Twisted Appendages help as you weave in smites and keep Holy Fire up on the boss. For Disc, it's all about haste, so Expedient should be your go-to. Expedient also helps maximize your damage throughput by helping you smite your way to victory. Gushing Wounds, Twisted Appendages, and on longer single target fights, Infinite Stars will help you really crank out that damage. For Resto Druids trying to maximize their healing, it's all about that haste, so buy Expedient. If you're looking to do some Feral Weaving and help DPS down the boss, Gushing Wounds, Twisted Appendages work pretty well. With you being in melee, Twilight Devastation is also a viable option, particularly on AoE encounters, such as Carapace of N'Zoth or Hivemind. Holy Paladins just gotta stack Ineffable Truth. The more Ineffable Truth, the more your throughput goes through the roof, because every single button Holy Paladins push is a cooldown. So Ineffable Truth, giving you that 200% plus cooldown reduction, just lets you push everything more. If damage is more your forte, then we recommend Gushing Wounds, Twisted Appendages, and for Mythic Plus or any AoE encounter, Twilight Devastation. Just be careful not to pull through the walls and Toll to Gore. With Mistweaver Monks, we recommend Flash of Insight, which comes from the Drestagath weapon. After that, Severe is the best option for maximizing your healing throughput, with Versatile a decent backup option. If you're looking to crank out the damage, as with all the other specs, Gushing Wounds and Twisted Appendages are your best bet for single target fights. And again, for Mythic Plus and other fights with a lot of adds, such as Hivemind, Twilight Devastation can have a huge impact and is definitely viable. Sadly, the nerfs to Mistweaver have taken the 400,000 HPS potential away, but they're by no means out of the race and can still blast with the right gear. Finally, we have Restoration Shamans. For maximum throughput, you want 1 Flash of Insight on your trusty Drestagath weapon, and then as much Severe as you can carry. Fully stacked Severe Shamans will see 70% plus crit on all their spells. Chain Heal goes vroom. Restoration Shaman have perhaps the best secondary DPS build in the game for healer, and we'd recommend stacking Twisted Appendages and filling any remaining corruption with Gushing Wounds if you're going all out on damage. With fully stacked DPS, Resto Shaman simming over 70,000, this is your best setup to show those DPS who's boss. For long single target fights, Infinite Stars, always a viable option if you're feeling lucky with the procs. Anyway, that's our rundown of best in slot corruptions. Are you excited to finally be able to grind? What are you picking up first? Let us know in the comments down below, and make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our videos on range DPS, melee DPS, and tanks, as well as our Shadowlands update videos and everything else method.